How do you measure and assess the performance of a sales professional? I always find it to be a complex issue that a lot of companies do not seem to get right. Now, one might argue the easiest way is to measure by results. But what if your sales cycle is lengthy? Let's just say your sales cycle is 9 months. It takes 9 months to close a deal, and you have just hired a new salesperson. You couldn't realistically measure him by the first 3 months based on results alone. But nevertheless, you do not want to wait until 9 months later and find out that this person is a complete dud, right? You want to be able to assess whether this is a potential recruit that you want to spend your time and invest your resources on training and cultivating and growing. Similarly, let's just say if you want to hire a new salesperson today, by simply looking at his past performance and results, it wouldn't be a natural tell whether this person can deliver the same result in your company. I have tons of experience hiring salespeople from established companies who have closed millions of dollars of sales. But when they join a startup, a small startup, where things are a bit more messy, things are a bit more unknown and uncertain, they have a difficult time to adapt. And I always find measuring people by results, right? It's not very helpful. Fine, you tell me today I don't get any sales. Today you tell me my results is poor. But what can you do as a manager to help me improve my performance? Measuring my results doesn't give you any sense of improvement. It only tells you if you're heading the right direction, but it doesn't tell you how to improve. So normally in our company, what I would suggest to all of our sales manager is to measure their sales team based on 3 metrics: effort, conversion rate, and results. Now, results, like I mentioned, is just merely telling us if we are heading in the right direction, but it doesn't really tell us whether if we are doing the right thing, and if we are doing the wrong thing, how to improve. So this is where the other 2 metric comes in. The first is effort. I consider effort to be the pure hygiene in measuring a salesperson. Okay, effort is pure hard work. Okay, if a salesperson do not make enough call, if a salesperson when given a lead does not follow up on time, if a salesperson when a customer sends an email does not reply, those are effort. And normally in my team, I like to hire and I would fire purely based on effort, because effort is habitual. It's very difficult to change someone's habit. If a person is not hungry, a person is not ambitious, there's no effort, there's nothing much I can do on my side. I like to choose to hire people who are already motivated, and then my job is to enable and to empower. So effort is a pure hygiene. So in your metric, okay, I would suggest the first thing you would measure is, number 1, how many calls he have done in a day? What is the follow-up time? If I've given him a lead, how fast or how soon this person respond to that lead? Number 3, because a lot of customers today, they are very reluctant to take calls from unknown number, how many messages he or she have sent on WhatsApp and other messaging tool? How often the follow-up is being looked after? All these are your effort metric. And it's very crucial that you measure effort on a daily basis. The other numbers you can measure on a weekly or a regular interval, but effort, you need to measure this on a daily basis. Now, why is that? Because effort is a habit. You want to form a habit. You want to prevent bad habits from being inoculated to your team. So every day, you should be able to check, hey, if today we have 30 leads coming in, did we make at least 30 calls or 30 messages? If every day for each salesperson, how much time he or she takes to respond to each customer's message or email. So this effort you need to monitor on a daily basis, and you need to let your team know you care about these metrics much more than anything else. Now this is an investment from your team. You got to tell your team, hey, what I want from you is effort. Everything else we can work together. With enough hard work, everything else is possible. So effort, you need to get a hands-on on these numbers, monitor this on a daily basis. So I would strongly suggest when you are measuring your effort, you have to have a dashboard that enables you to easily get this metric easily without troubling your team. In PZ Sales, we have an agent dashboard. Let me do a plug in here, right? In PZ Sales, we have a agent dashboard, which automatically capture how many messages he or she sent in a day. What is the response time whenever a customer asks any question? What is the number of conversation and resolved conversation in a day? So easily you can measure each agent's effort, right? So effort is hygiene. It's the basic minimum for someone to be a successful salesperson. The next is conversion rate. Conversion rate here, it's a measurement of a person's learnability. For example, if today I give this salesperson 100 leads, and out of 100 leads, he have called all 100 leads, but he managed to only book 20 appointments. Next month, when I give that same person 100 lead and he have called 100 lead, and that's effort, right? He managed to get at least 30 appointment booked. So that is a 10% increment from 20% to 30% increment, or 50% increment, 50% increment to your conversion rate. Now, what I want to see in conversion rate here is progression. That this person is able to learn and this person is able to improve. He or she can start at a very, very low number. I'm okay with that. People need time to learn. But what I want to see is a consistent progression month on month or week on week, depending on how fast your number moves. Now, why is this progression important? That means, number one, it demonstrates that this person has the ability to learn. A salesperson who cannot adapt, a salesperson who cannot learn from circumstances after several attempts, again, it is very difficult to grow and to cultivate this person. So whenever you see a very stubborn progression rate, that means a rate that doesn't grow, or a rate that grows very minimally, I would suggest for you to do two things. One, relook into your training program. Are you having the right way of training the person? Second, relook into this person's ability to learn. And third, sorry, I said two things, but I forgot one more thing. Third, always focus on one conversion rate at a time. So for example, let's just say for a salesperson to close a deal, it involves multiple steps. First, getting the lead to book an appointment. And from an appointment to book, to get a quote. And from quote to negotiate an invoice. Let's just say these are the steps in your sales process. So what you want to do every single time when you are having a training session with your salesperson, for this period of time, you only focus on one conversion rate and one conversion rate alone. So when I work with my sales team, if this month numbers are low, I will look at which conversion rate has the lowest rate that we can improve. For example, if the lowest rate is getting connected call, meaning a lot of times when we call, people are not picking up the phone. So for that 1 month or that 1 week, I would just get the team to focus on getting more connected calls. We will ignore everything else except that numbers. So that is a couple of tips you can use to improve your conversion rate. Again, conversion rate, what we are looking for is consistent progression. What you want when you're measuring and assessing a salesperson is consistent progression. A number that would constantly go up, not fluctuate based on luck. Finally, results. Now, result obviously is important for every business. So, result is simple, right? You measure number of sales deals you close. What is the average value of a sales deal? But results, like I said, is only a directional goal. It tells you are moving in the right direction. It doesn't tell you to improve. So every time when you make a changes in your conversion rate, you want to improve your conversion rate, and you run an experiment. You say, okay, maybe now we should call at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Maybe now we should call from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. What you would use to validate whether your experiment is successful or not, it's both, number one, if your conversion rate is improving. Second, you will also check if your result is improving as well. So these are the two key things, right? So in conclusion, what I would advocate for you to assess and to measure your salesperson is these three things. One, effort. Pure hygiene. Is he or she putting the heart into the job? Is he or she hungry, making all the necessary number of calls, making follow-up? Second, conversion rate. What is the number of lead to opportunity rate? What is the number of opportunity to booking rate? Whatever stages that you have in your sales cycle, break it down. Finally, results. Number of sales. What is the sales value? All right, thanks. Again, I'm Ben from PZ. Feel free to check out PZ Sales, our platform to help salespeople work collaborate together seamlessly and to improve the productivity of your sales team. Right? Thank you.